Yo, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like this, subscribe, keep us motivated, drop this content every day. Now let's get it. We're here with a weekly analysis. So, we only trade GBP, USD in the house, so let's get into it. So, we're looking at the monthly now. It is the last day of the week, as you can see. Last week of the month, rather. And as you can see right here, looking at the monthly chart, overall direction is bullish. We did get this rejection last week due to the Great British Pound's inflation data. So that's why we're kind of getting this rejection. But the overall direction is up, so we might start to push up now at the moment. Also, bear with me real quick. I'm outside, so you might hear people talking in the background. I'm chilling. It's a beautiful day. But let's get into it. So like I said, overall direction with GBP USD is up on the monthly chart. As you can see, we got this little rejection, and that's it. So last week, right, I did talk about it. I said that we were going to get a short-term pullback last week, and that's exactly what happened before the news even occurred, right? So what I was looking for last week is I was waiting for price to come back to this trend line over here on the weekly chart. So as you can see, price did drop to that trend line value over there. And we kind of took it out and came back in value. But we can technically now start to move up, right? Don't really want to look for long-term buy opportunities because price can do this, where it will probably come up, retest that, and then reject. So that's our overall bias on the week. We do have a short-term buy opportunity, and then we're going to look how price reacts to, that trend line once we come up to that level. So overall target in the beginning of the week, we are going to look to trade towards that, the trend line retest. So I do think price wants to push up to this trend line retest overall. And that's what we're going to look to trade towards, right? So we're also looking at these other levels, above this level. So we are pretty much looking at this level. So we can technically move all the way up to that 1.29850 resistance level, and possibly reject that later in the week, right? So on the weekly chart, we are reading this. We did drop back into the value as we expected from last week's analysis. If you want to go check that out, we can. But yeah, let's move on. So now when we drop it to the daily chart, right? One thing I do notice on that daily chart is that we do have this crown-like pattern on this daily chart, right? So we do have this crown right here. So all seller liquidity pretty much is below that 1.28500 support. So we can technically drop below that level one more time and probably wick up from that level. Remember, nothing really is guaranteed. You just got to watch price action and kind of react to what you see. But what I see right here is I do see that crown, and we did find support, and we might just, take a little dip below that support before price can find support and pretty much move up, right? So GBP USD on the daily chart, as you can see, we got that crown-like pattern. So we can technically trap bears in that range because we got to look at the overall direction, right? The overall direction is up on the monthly chart. So, you kind of want to go with the overall trend, right? So all seller liquidity is at that 500 support, right? Looking at the daily chart. But one thing that kind of gets me weird about this is that we held that support. So usually when it holds support, it can technically take out that level. But I do think short term, we do want to move up to that trend line before anything happens. So we might move up to that trend line, trap bulls somewhere up there, and then, move down and pull back, once we get that next monthly chart, right? I hope you guys are starting to understand what I'm talking about and kind of putting the whole picture together, because overall direction is bullish on the month. But, next week we are going to be getting another monthly chart, another monthly candle. So remember that we can pull back on the month before price does continue to move bullish, right? So, like I said, seller liquidity is at that 500 support. So we can technically trap bears below that level. And now we want to drop it to the next time frame, which would be the hourly chart, right? Now when we go into the hourly chart, right? Now when we go into the hourly chart, the way I like to mark this up is I like to draw the trend lines, all that shit. And, we just basically want to look for price action, right? So looking at the monthly chart, the hourly chart, that is the right shoulder right there. As you can see, within this level, we do have another crown right there, and we do have a neckline over there, right? So, remember, price can technically drop down to that neckline, but overall, I do think price wants to hold it and then move up to that 1.29700 before we do come back down and retest those levels, right? So our overall target this week is going to be up at this 1.29, that resistance level right there, 1.29700. Draw it on your own chart. Make sure you make your own judgment before you guys take any trades. Remember, this isn't guaranteed. I like to wait for the session, and then I kind of, reevaluate everything, and then I go from there, right? As long as you guys use proper risk management, you guys are winning more on your winners than your losers. Everything should work out in time, right? So, looking at this hourly chart, we are looking at, that trend line over there. Overall buyer liquidity is up at that U resistance at that 700 level. So I do think in the beginning of the week, I do think we want to find support and then move up to that resistance, possibly trap bulls up above there and that trend line over there, and then probably pull back. And then once we get to there, we're going to monitor price action and then, keep you guys posted. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep posting videos. We're going to keep updating you guys with whatever, I see, my opinion. And, let's get this money. So, like I said, overall direction, we do want to trade towards that 1.29600 resistance. That is my overall bias. So I'm not going to be looking to take buy opportunities right in the beginning of the day, just because I do want to wait for price action. So normally on Monday, we do get price moving typically early. I usually do see price move, somewhere like 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So what I really do want to do is I want to break it down to, like, say, a 5-minute chart, right? So what I do is I reset it again. I break it down to the 5-minute chart, right? And then what do I see on the 5-minute chart, right? So when I look at the 5-minute chart, one thing I do notice, right, is once we came over to this level over here, I kind of found like a Gartley-like pattern. So once bulls are pretty much confirmed, I'm going to be looking for, opportunity somewhere at this 700 resistance level. So if I do see price rejecting this level around 7 o'clock, I'm going to be looking for that opportunity somewhere up to that 850 resistance level. That is going to be my overall target, with Monday. And then, once we get price action, into Tuesday, I do think price wants to continue to move up to, like I said, that level overall. And once we get to that level, I think we might trap bulls and then, pull back from there, right? So what's possibly going to happen, right? When I look at this right here, I do see that Gartley-like pattern. That's some sort of pattern that I, normally look at. That's that support level, right? So normally I do want to wait for bulls to kind of be confirmed at this level, right, before I do look for that buy opportunity down. So if price, says pull back to like one of these levels, London session, we trap bears there, and then we come up to this level, that's where I'm going to be looking for opportunities. Once I see, price kind of, where is it? Once I see price kind of like, rejecting one of these levels over here. Let me see what this trend line says. So, if we get over here now and we're like rejecting that, but then price action's kind of set up over there, we could technically see that breakout somewhere from there to like, that 850 level. So, like I said, guys, nothing really is guaranteed. Use your own risk management, use your own judgment, and update everything as price goes on and kind of play it by day. If you guys got any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. Also, shoot me a DM, Instagram.com/TrendWritingLab. I'm here to help you guys out. If you guys need help, make sure you hit that subscribe, like this, because we're going to continue to post our analysis every single day, week, whatever, whenever I feel like it. So see you guys when I see you. Have a good day.